All right, folks, I've got another great webinar for the Fitwell fans out there. And this time I'm with Clint Hill from Hill Performance Training. So performance training, I should say. Really, really glad to have Clint here to tell us more about who he is, what he does, and his involvement in the Fitwell platform. So we're super excited here to have Clint present. He's great at what he does from the S&C perspective. He's got a lot of wisdom, a lot of years of experience, but I'll let him tell you more about who he is and what he does. So, Clint, welcome to this segment.
Thanks very much. It's look, I mean, I've been involved with the Fitwell family since the beginning. With Driscoll and Dave Welsh, and I've known the boys since very early in the fitness first days, and have always been a huge fan of the education platforms, be it amalgamating from the old fitness first days right through to where we're currently at today. This is 25. This year will be 26 years in the game, so a little bit of time under the belt and a few hours of coaching. But mate, yeah, very happy to be here, and I guess I'll go into a few more of my qualifications and things as we go through this webinar.
Yeah, terrific. 26 years of rich tapestry there. So we'd love to hear more about that. Not necessarily maybe right at the beginning, but tell us a little bit more about your evolution and what you're up to these days.
Yeah, look, I guess where I'm at these days is a lot of business mentoring, a lot of coaches coming into the industry or taking the step from personal trainer into strength and conditioning coach. Doing a lot of work these days with different gyms and really going in and taking hold of their education structure. As we spoke about briefly before we started recording, get the opportunity to travel a little bit to Melbourne, a lot here in Sydney, go into an individual gym, and we'll present over 2 or 3 days, maybe 5 to 6 hours each time on 2 or 3 different subjects, and really give the guys an overview, and then see where that particular facility wants to go with that particular piece. For example, talking about momentum in Melbourne, a very strength and conditioning style CrossFit, former CrossFit affiliate. So when I'm there next week on Wednesday, I'll be running through the first half of the day around strength and conditioning programming for general population. And then the second day, we're into the Olympic lifts. So just having the opportunity to really get some good solid touch points with these guys, advance their education, and kind of be the coach that I wish I had when I was in my first few years in the personal training, strength and conditioning world.
Yeah, terrific. And you mentioned offline that you worked with ASCA before as well. So you're still involved with ASCA?
Yeah. So I'm an elite level 3 Australian strength and conditioning coach. Which means I've completed over 15 years with them as a level 2, and pushed into the professional coaching ranks. I lectured their level 1, level 2 course, and next year for the first time I'll have the opportunity to present a module at the level 3, which I'm really looking forward to.
Wow, that's terrific with Dan Baker and his team there. That's a terrific elite group there.
Amazing group of humans, that's for sure.
Yeah, big time. And tell us now the shift into Fitwell and why Fitwell and specifically, what you're involved with and what your class is all about. Yeah.
So I guess the first thing that I really want to acknowledge is the fact that I'd had the opportunity to come in to be involved in similar ideologies over the past sort of 10 years, and I've always said no. I came on with Fitwell for a really simple reason, and that was that I could tell that the model wasn't based around just the people involved making money. It was really based around the people involved helping those people grow, develop, and be a much better education model than some of the others that I've seen over the years. So that's kind of the first thing I wanted to point out to a lot of people, because I think sometimes people see these types of platforms as just another way for coaches to make money online. And what I've really found so far is that every presenter, every educator is really passionate about giving back to the industry. And certainly, yourself and both Daves are 100% about producing the best quality of coach that they can help to produce. Now, in saying all of that, I'm quite lucky. I get to present a very fun topic, which is Olympic lifting. Something that I'm extremely passionate about, and fortunate to have involvement with Eleiko Sports as their international presenter for the Southeast Asia Pacific region. So I guess for me, that comes right through from what it looks like to be a Commonwealth Games Olympic weightlifter, right through to average Joe in the gym, throwing a 5 kilo dumbbell overhead for their first ever dumbbell snatch. And obviously the Olympic lifts have come into huge, I guess, popularity based around some of the CrossFit style things. There's some solid bastardizations from the CrossFit world to what at Eleiko and at Fitwell we would call the core Olympic lifts. But what we're trying to do is in essence teach both versions. The lifting for speed and power, and also the lifting for top end strength. So that's the course that I have the opportunity to teach. Allows me the freedom to do both, and it's a really good blend for the guys who are coming through, learning about CrossFit or learning about top end weightlifting.
Yes, terrific. I love that idea of not just sort of dismissing or dismantling the CrossFit side, but taking the good, the bad, and the ugly, and going, well, let's take the good out of it, leave the bad and the ugly. But then you've got the science background and the programming, because one of the big criticisms has been the work to rest ratio. So is there anything you'd want to add to that and your expertise in and around programming?
Yeah, look, I think the big thing that I talk about is purpose. And if you're going into something to learn what the purpose is, you have to be open and slow down and allow yourself the opportunity to question. And in all of my courses, no matter what it is that I'm teaching, I really give people the opportunity to, and I'm going to say make a mistake, but what I mean is ask questions that they think might be wrong. Because for me, that was the way that I learnt the best. I learnt the best by going up to some of the guys that we spoke about a second ago, Dan Baker, David Boyle, my mentors, and going, hey, I've seen this thing, but I'm not really sure about it. Can you tell me more? And I really wanted to make sure that I give people that opportunity. CrossFit's not bad. Big commercial gyms aren't bad. They're all what you need, and it really does come down to what you want and the purpose of the training that you're trying to go through. So, and I always make sure that when I'm in a CrossFit gym, I don't allow them to use the term Globo Gym. It's not a made up movie. It's a very serious way that a lot of people start their fitness journey. And whatever way you do start your fitness journey, there is an opportunity to Olympic lift. It's just making sure that we choose the right lift and educate you properly, that it's not just about how fast you can do it or the weight you put above your head. It's about learning the technique properly and really pulling that apart.
Beautiful. I love the whole notion of purpose, and you certainly sound like a man on a clear mission. Tell us a little bit more about your character strengths as a coach, because I'm personally huge on that, and character strengths are what enable us to ride the good, the bad. Also allows us to look back and go, how can we improve ourselves? So can you give us a little bit of insight into that?
Yeah, look, I think I gave a little bit there talking about, looking into the coaches that I've had in the past and really thinking about how crucial it was for my development to be able to ask questions. But I would say that my big strengths are certainly around enabling people to have the freedom to potentially make errors, ask questions about those certain things, and allow them the freedom to feel comfortable in an environment to not belittle them and to show them that there are more ways than you can poke a stick at, if you will, because the reality of this is, mate, you know, and David Boyle says it best, and it's one of my favourite all-time quotes, I don't know everything, but I know someone who does.
Brilliant.
And for me, what that's always meant is if I don't know something, and that's where I love the Fitwell program and platform, if I don't know something, I can come to yourself, I can come to, you know, to any of the other presenters, you know, around the topics that they are the experts in the field. So for me, you know, I think one of my biggest strengths is collaboration, and, you know, a little bit more humility than I ever thought I would have as a 20-year-old ego-driven rugby player. It's a very changed human that sits here today.
Terrific that you can identify that, and you know, all lessons are insights for us in future years. But something that resonates with me and Fitwell, our value is collaboration, one of our key values. So that's why we've got someone of your status on the platform with tremendous amounts of humility, but also expertise and skill set. So we look forward to having those who are sitting on the fence with the Fitwell thing to access 14 days free. You can access Clint and all of the many others in their expertise on the movement, business and wellness stream. Of course, you at the moment sit in the movement stream, and no doubt you're going to be delivering more and more gold and some wisdom. So thanks for sharing some insights to us today.
My pleasure, mate. I really enjoy it. And for anyone who is sitting on the fence, please feel free to pop me an email. I will reply. And for me, you know, if there's something that I can do to help you as a coach and help you grow, I'd love to, because, you know, as I said earlier in this piece, a huge chunk of this now for me is being the coach that I wish I had when I was younger. So that sometimes means taking some time out of my day to reply to emails of budding young coaches who have got some questions. So, mate, thanks for having me as always. And, you know, I am extremely pleased to be part of the program.
That's brilliant, mate. Really appreciate those words and extending a hand and support. Now, in the outro slide to this, you can catch Clint and follow him on social media and access, you know, his mentorships and programs as well. So thank you, mate, and all the best moving forward.
Thanks very much, mate. Take care.